Hello, thank you for joining us today. My name is Daniel. I hope you can see my screen, and I'm happy that I'll be taking you through the moderation of this session as we are running into our first initial, that is the launch of 180 Degrees Consulting ALU branch, which is one of a kind, the first of its kind in the sub-Saharan Africa. This is the first branch that has been set up here, so we are happy that we are launching it today after a couple of months running behind the scenes to have things aligned. So in the meantime, as we wait others to join us in the call, I would be playing a little music just to get us started for this session. Just keep joining, and then I'll also love you guys to share in where you're joining us from today. Yeah, just send that to the chat and let us know where you're joining us from. I'm joining in from Kigali. Type in that in the chat. So the rest of the team can as well follow.
Daniel, there's no sound, please. I think you didn't share the sound while you were sharing the screen.
Yes, Blessing.
The sound is not there in the audio. Maybe you can share the sound. Well, you can stop sharing and try resharing so that the sound come along. The sound is still not there. I think because you did not share the computer sound while you were sharing the screen.
Can you hear the sound now? Is it on?
No, not really. You can just stop sharing entirely and just start sharing. Okay. Click the little button below.
All right. I'll share again. Sorry about that. Hi, once again. Sorry about that glitch. I hope you can see my screen. I would love to take us through what we have today. My name is Daniel Borongo, and thank you for joining us for this intro session, mostly as we are launching in 180 Degrees Consulting ALU, one of a kind. So we are happy that you are here, and I would love to take us through what we'll be having for the agenda of today. What we have for the starters, the activities that we have set out for today. We will have a welcome session and then an icebreaker, which I think we mostly have had. The welcome, the intro of the music, though we had a few glitches in between. So we'll have an icebreaker, and then afterwards we'll have the about 180 degrees consulting, more of an introduction or a bit of a deep dive. And then we do have also a presentation on issues to do with consulting. What is consulting? Just more insights and more ideas of what consulting is all about. And then I will be also joined by our external, team members who will be mostly our guest speakers. They'll be giving us insights on that space as well. And then we also have information on how our students are going to be joining us as consultants in this space. And after which we'll have also an introduction of the executive team that has been working behind the scenes to have 180DC set up within ALU or within the African context. Remarks from our advisor at a later stage, and then we'll have a Q&A for the closing session. Yeah, so basically that's what we'll be having for today. Mostly that's our agenda. So I'll kick off to for the icebreaker. This is more of a question that I would love to share with everyone. Just giving your thoughts. You'll be sharing that in the chats, and then either Philip or Blessing will be reading out what you'll be writing there, such that we start the engagement. So the question goes: if you are to possess a superpower to achieve anything you want in life, what will you set out to achieve? If you are given a particular superpower, what is that one thing you would do with it, right? So please just share your thoughts in the chat, and then I will have our colleagues to give more, readings about what you'll be sharing, and then we have an alignment. So I'll give that approximately 5 minutes as I type in the chat space. Yes. Wow, that's something amazing coming in from Blessing. I would love to learn to operate all machinery. I mean, all, including flying an aircraft, or the superpower that you'd want to have. And then we also do have a comment from Makinyo. I don't know whether I've gotten your name very well. She says, oh, sorry. I don't know whether she or he, so I'll just add it in the comment. To ensure that mental health education and awareness is made known to Africa as a whole. That's a super one as well. Keeping your chats coming in. Good afternoon. I want to achieve the poverty. In Madagascar. So Yanjara is saying something around poverty. So that's a superpower. They'll be looking up to, getting the power to achieve, reduce, eradicate poverty around their space, so their country, Madagascar. Yeah, some amazing ones coming in. So as they keep rolling in, I'll proceed to the next stage, what we have on the agenda. As the chats keep coming in, Blessing, please alert me, or you can read them out as well. I would love to welcome in Blessing to take us through the next slide, as she will be sharing more about 180DC, giving us the background information about 180DC consulting from its initiation now to what we have here in Rwanda, the Rwandan context. She'll be sharing much about that. So Blessing, you're most welcome, please.
Thank you so much, Daniel. And for everyone who's sharing the chats, well done. I'm seeing some interesting comments. So we've come to a very crucial aspect of the meeting. I know there are a lot of us who are asking questions. What is 180 degrees consulting? And I just want to share a little bit about the organization. And please note, sometimes I would say 180 DC. It actually means 180 degrees consulting, for sure. So please don't get lost when you hear me say 180 DC. So why are we called 180 DC? I'm going to share based on the quote by a statement by the founder, Nat Ware. The organization works to turn good organizations into great organizations, and transforming challenges into opportunities, and not just organization itself, but also transforming lives. That is the lives of young people who are engaged in shaping the activities within these organizations as well. Next slide, please, Daniel. Furthermore, on sharing what 180 DC is all about. Furthermore, on sharing what 180 degrees is all about, the challenges that brought this up was that, number one, there is no shortage of organization, which means that in any continent you go to, in any country, in any community, you always see organizations, startup ventures, coming up to solve problems in their communities. That is towing the path of social impact. And then these organizations, they're aiming to improve education. I've seen people writing, things like health, decreasing poverty in their communities. And then these organizations also, they have run into challenges such as limited resources, limited time. They don't have the manpower, they don't have the money to pursue their dreams, and also impact their community. So how does 180 DC comes in here? So 180 DC comes in through its branches and through the student consultant, to provide traditional consultancy services where normally these organizations wouldn't have been able to access. And then because sometimes, firms providing these services, they have too many requests, and then they have limited pro bono work. 180 DC is able to come in to assist these organizations. So in a nutshell, the solution is providing affordable consultancy service, in order to support these organizations to improve their practices and achieve sustainable solutions and innovations within their spaces. And in order to add to that, the area with which the 180 DC operates in organizational efficiency. If one organizations want to improve the way that they carry out the activities, run operations, the 180 DC branches are there to offer consultancy services and assistance in that area. We also have marketing and engagement and fundraising for organizations who would love to improve the way they raise funds or access, numerous or other funding revenues. The 180 DC consulting assist in that regards. Then we have the market entry and growth strategies, and then they also assist in social impact measurement. Next slide, please. All right, so going on to share about the reach and expertise of 180 DC, I am glad to share that so far there's been over 160 branches globally. And guess what? The African Leadership University is the first ever sub-Saharan African branch to be launched. And it's a huge one. It's like we are the pace setter, we are the trailblazer, we are setting the pace. And it's so exciting, and we can't wait to, do hard things, like ALU says. And then there've been over 3,500 social impacts that has been assisted. And then for clients impact, there've been over 500 projects that have been completed and over 700,000 hours of volunteer work supporting clients. And guess what? All of these are done by student consultants, just like you in the call. And then the average net promoter score is 91%. And then over 90% clients would like to work with 180 DC again. And then when it comes to the students' impact, there have been over 5,000 students who have been engaged in the past year. And then an average net promoter score volunteer is 91%. And then there has been a proven indication that students have been positively impacted based on the work, their contribution in this space. Next slide, please, Daniel. Thank you. And then I also want to share, I think this is also an important part. The impact of 180DC is two-pronged. The first one is impact on the space, that is the organizations, and also on the lives of the young people who are engaged in this activity. So when we talk about the help that 180DC offers to charities and social impact organizations, 180DC has helped expand the operations to new geographical areas. They've been able to measure their impact and improve funding capabilities. They've also been able to reduce costs because of the support that they receive, and they've also been able to expand to other spaces and access global best practices. And then most importantly, they have been able to receive help in terms of recruiting, training, and retraining of volunteers. Now, this is a part I feel that we are so much interested in. So when you come on board as being part of 180DC ALU, you will not just be giving out, but you also receive. And this is evident in what has already been seen. And some of the things that you would achieve would be your problem-solving skills, develop your problem-solving skills. You would also be able to access volunteer opportunities, professional development. You would also be able to learn so much when it has to do with the social enterprise, the non-profit space, and how to increase their impact. We know as ALU students that over 80% of students here are either not, even though they are not running a venture, are either running a venture, or they are intending to or have a mindset of, getting to go into the social entrepreneurship space. So 180DC, being part of 180DC would be a great opportunity for you to learn what it really feels like, also to put the skills that you've learned so far into practice and really, really practices and not just in a theoretical aspect of it. So I hope that I've been able to give us a little bit background on 180DC is all about. Trust me, this is not just all. I just had to summarize it, because we are like introducing you to it. But as you come on board every single day, as you engage with us, you're going to, discover more about the organization and how you can engage with us and how you can make impacts. Thank you. So I'm going to hand it over to Daniel.
Thank you, Blessing, for sharing in much of that detail about 180DC and the entire background and a few processes. So we are happy to say that we have been joined by our external teammates, I would say, part of the 180DC external branch. They will have managed to join us today, and we are happy that they'll be sharing a few insights about 180DC. So I would love to welcome in Marie, who is the president of the 180DC, that's the Bath branch based in the UK. She's being joined by Benjamin, who is the vice president of the 180DC Bath branch in the UK. I would love to welcome Marie to share in her experience about 180DC consulting and the entire processes, and then Benjamin will follow in with presentation about consulting and its entirety. So Marie, you're most welcome to present if you're in the call.
All right. So before that, thank you so much, Daniel. Before that, I would love to invite, we have the Senior Global Growth Specialist of 180 Degrees Consulting. Nemish Mystery is here. So he can just say hi to us first before, we invite Benjamin to talk about consulting, and then Marie as well.
Thank you, Blessing, and everyone. Yeah, it's great to be on this call. A bit of background to myself. So my name is Namish. I'm part of the global leadership team within the growth function, and our main focus is really expanding the 180DC organization globally. We've now worked on this project to establish our first sub-Saharan branch for about 2 years, so it's great to see that it's finally come to fruition. I was actually part of the Bath branch, so I can say that all the points you'll hear from Ben and Marie will be very valuable. And I think like Blessing has said, it's a super exciting move. It's very pioneering. And to have our first branch at ALU is something that we're very proud of. So with that said, I'll hand it over to Marie and Ben, and thank you for having me on the call.
Thank you so much, Nimish. So I think Maria and Ben would like to share their screen. So Benjamin,
Great.
Daniel rather, so you can stop sharing so they can share. Let me know if you can share your screen.
Yeah,
Ben.
I've just sent a request to share my
Okay.
screen. Let me know if that
Okay.
comes up.
Frida, can you allow that, please?
Okay.
Okay, let me see. I think I should. Yes, so I think you can share your screen now. You can share your screen now.
Okay. Sorry. Sorry, I'm not sure why. Is that working?
Yes, perfect. It's
Okay, amazing.
working.
Thank you very much for having us to speak today, and congratulations on your official branch launch. It's really great to see. So Blessing asked us to come in today and just do a really quick presentation on kind of what consulting is, how it can help you in terms of careers later down the line, and then maybe we can do some questions at the end if you have any off the back of what I've said. So in terms of intros, I don't know if Marie, you want to kick us off?
Yes, sure. Hopefully everyone can hear me. I'm a bit in the middle of a hallway at my university. So I'm Marie. I'm currently the president for this year at 180 DC Bath. And I am currently finishing my master's in mechanical engineering here in Bath. I've worked a year for Atkins Realities, which is an engineering consultancy, and then also for Red Bull for a year, which most of you might recognize. And with 180, I started as an engagement manager, which is what we call in Bath just a project leader, because we split the project teams into project leaders, engagement managers, senior consultants, and consultants. So just to give you a bit of an overview of that. So I was an engagement manager for a full year, 2 cycles. We do split our cycles in first semester of university, which is how we do it in the UK. And yeah, now running the branch, which basically means that I set the strategy for this year, make sure that the quality standards are high, and just oversee all the activities that the executive team does, which Ben is part of as well. Ben, over to you.
Amazing. Hi everyone, I'm Ben. I'm the vice president for the Bath branch. I'm a final year business student. I have worked at 3 different consultancies, so a management consultancy, a financial consultancy, and then an education consultancy, in that order of most recent. So I just finished a university placement at a management consultancy in London. I've been a part of the Bath branch for 2 different academic years. So I started as a consultant, and then the following year a senior consultant, and now I'm helping Marie with running the branch. My kind of responsibilities are helping Marie with implementing the strategy, also helping with the executive team, and yeah, I guess anything that she needs help with, I'm kind of there to do it. So that was just quick intros. I wanted to talk to you all about what working with 180 DC is. You may have all, I'm hoping you've all heard of the word consultancy, but putting it simply, it's providing specialist advice to organizations in areas that they need support with. So as Blessing mentioned, 180 DC specializes in helping charities and social enterprises. And that can be done in a variety of different ways. There's not one blanket way that you can help charities and organizations. It all depends on what their needs are. So some of the ways that we as a Bath branch have helped these charities and social enterprises are in the following project areas. And the reason I've laid them out for you is just to see what potential work you may be getting involved with now that the branch is being established and you're getting involved at 180 DC. So project areas can be fundraising, volunteer management, building a strategy for a charity, social impact measurements, partner and stakeholder engagement, marketing, market entry, and that's just a select list I pulled out just to give you kind of an example. And then, as you can see off the back of that, there's 3 different examples that we've worked in those project areas. So I specifically worked on Swallow. That was when I was a senior consultant. So within that, it was an organization that helps provide employability skills to disabled people. And so we help them analyze and action to improve impact communication for their founders. So putting it simply, it basically means helping the charity's audience understand what that charity did and make sure that they see the value in what we do, and to help support that charity with fundraising and anything else they might need help in. So now that the branch is been founded, hopefully you'll be getting involved in some of these project areas or maybe some others. But what can that mean for you? So you'll learn a variety of different skills when you're working on projects as part of 180. So that can be specialty like technical skills, so working on things like PowerPoint or Excel, but that can also mean improving your communication skills, your leadership skills, working in a team to tackle a problem, or just speaking with the client that you're working with. And that can really help develop you as a person and as a working professional, and can help open doors whilst you're at university and after when you graduate. So as I'm sure probably a lot of you have friends that are currently maybe applying for work experience right now, or will be applying for work experience after you graduate. And so working in projects within 180 can give you skills that are then transferable into those working environments that you go into, and can really set you apart from your peers and your friends. So Blessing also asked me to talk you through career opportunities off the back of 180. So as I mentioned, employers look for diverse skill sets that can provide value in the working environments that they're a part of. And I wanted to kind of give you an example of the types of work that people from our branch go into after being a part of 180 DC. So 42% of the people that graduate from Bath that have been a part of 180 have gone on to work at consultancy firms across the years 2021 to 2023. That is in smaller boutique consultancies all the way up to larger consultancies that you may have heard of, such as McKinsey or Bain, that kind of thing. But you're not limited to consultancy companies. So you could also go into finance companies or other multinationals, or even smaller companies and do a project management role. The skills that you learn are completely transferable to anything that you go into, and can really help set you apart, as I already mentioned. Another thing I'd really like to encourage all of you is, now that you're getting involved with 180 DC, is, as Blessing mentioned, there are over 160, 170 different branches worldwide. And with that comes a large number of people that are like-minded, that think similar to you. And so I'd really encourage you to get in contact with them. So maybe connect with them on LinkedIn, or connect with your peers in your branch, and make the most of talking to them about work experiences that they might be applying to, or the experiences that they've had. That's a really quick presentation from me and Marie. Are there any questions before I hand back to Blessing? Nope. Okay, Blessing, back to you.
All right, thank you. Thank you so much, Ben. That was succinct and very, very impactful. All right, so we are going to get back to the remaining of the presentation. And remember, even if you don't have questions now, we still have some more minutes before we wrap up the session. So you can write down your question, you can share them in the chat, you can share them in the Q&A, and we'll get to your question as soon as we are done. All right, moving on. I think I've had a couple of people ask this question a lot since we started, and well, we're planning for the launch event. So there are a couple of opportunities that are available within the ALU 180DC club. And the first one is the consultancy role. And I'm just going to share briefly about how you can join the club as a consultant. Next slide, please, Daniel. And so the whole application process is like 4 stages. Don't let it scare you. It's 4 stages, but then it's not as hectic as you think it is. So the first one is an online application, and the application is open today. If you indicated interest in the form for the launch that you would love to be contacted for the consultant's position, this is an opportunity for you. Scholastica has shared the link in the chat. So you can just click on it and fill the form. So the online application, we just want to know more about you, your experience, and how you fit into the role. And it's going to open today and closed on the 8th of November. So you just have like 5-7 days. So you want to, not waste time on it. And then the second stage is the interview where we're going to, one-on-one with you, learn more about your knowledge of 180DC and any other question you may have. Then we have the selection process going to take place within 10th to 15th of November. And then the training before we get on to take on project, it's important that our consultants are well trained and they understand the concept of what they are set on to do. And then we'll also be trained on the different project areas and specifically on the ones that we are taking on for next year. So the timeline is the 1st of November to 23rd of November. So for any project we're going to start next year, we're starting a consulting on projects next year, but the application process is throughout November. And if you're interested, please apply as soon as you can. Next slide, please. And then we also have another opportunity to join the executive team for 2024 and 2025 leadership year. Next slide, please. So all you have to do is just apply. The link is in the chat as well. So the position is open for consulting director, outreach director, legal director, client engagement lead. So you'll find a description on what all of these positions entail, brief description of them. So you can apply for them. And this is for 2024-2025 leadership year. And please, if you have any questions at all, please reach out to us and we are happy to answer any of your questions. Next slide, please. And then last but not the least, we are happy to announce that we are receiving application for next year project cycle. And guess what? The good news, we have a good news for everybody, that the first project we are taking on would be a students-led organization. So if you have a startup, a venture, and you're an ALU student, and you are looking for ways to, improve whatever you're working on, you have a project and you don't have, you've not been able to, get through, we are happy to let you know that we are here to support. So all you need to do is put in an application, tell us all about your project, tell us the objective, what you need us to achieve, and, leave every other thing to us, and we're going to handle it. So all you have to do is just apply, and then we'll get back to you on the next steps. All right. Okay, so I would also love to share. Okay, we're having a lot of questions. On the chat, we're going to get to your question, please. And I would also love to share briefly about how each project works. So a typical project takes 12 weeks, that is like 3 months. And we have a dedicated team for each project. And that team is made up of the consulting director, which is always static, is part of the executive team. And then the team leader and project team are like non-static, like could change based on the project, you know. And they're typical 5, the team leader 1, and then the project team about 4, that making it 5. And then the consulting director oversees everything. So the consulting director typically oversees the projects from the execution perspective, and then and manages communication with clients regarding all project matters. And then when it comes to the team leader, what the team leader does, or you can call him the engagement lead, is to manage the project team and work together with the project to ensure project is completed successfully. And on the right, the project timeline, this is just an example. It could change, you know, when Ben was speaking, everything is not set on stone, right? We work based on the peculiarity of a project, but then we are very conscious to stick with the timeline and the project scope as agreed, you know, between us, the team, and then the client as well. So we have the project timeline spanning from week 1 to week 12. All right, so yes, so I'm going to quickly leave it to Daniel here. And when I'm leaving it to Daniel, I'm just going to go through the chat so that I will just take note of the questions, we'll answer them afterwards. Please.
Yeah, Blessing, thank you. Yeah, thank you for sharing. Basically, as Benjamin mentioned in his presentation about consulting, there are multiple reasons as to why you'd need to join. Some of them, I think we have outlined just a few of them to get you started. If you'd want to make an impact within a social enterprise, then this club will be the right one for you to join. If you want to gain leadership skills within the social space or social enterprises, working within NGOs and then consulting firm, then we'll be happy to welcome you to join our branch. And then finally, if you are someone who wants to work on something that is more practical, then we are in that space as well. So join us, and then you'll have to get an experience of all these in the process. So I'll move on to the next slide, and this is where we have our team. These are the people who have been working behind the scenes to make sure that this day comes to pass. So we do have Audrine Iradukunda. She is our faculty advisor. So she has been behind the scene, you know, guiding us throughout the processes. And also we do have a Blessing. She would say hi. She's our current president for the launch of this branch in the Sub-Saharan Africa. So Blessing, please, you can say hi once again for completion.
I think basically I've been speaking since the start of this meeting, but yes. Hi, everyone. My name is Blessing Akman, and I'm a second year at the African Leadership University. I'm studying entrepreneurial leadership, and I am passionate. My mission is around education because I'm passionate about providing access to skills-based education for students in rural communities. And of course, I've been working with organizations to support their operations even before I came to ALU. And you know, working with 180 ALU, it's great opportunity to extend that impact to more organizations and the students-led organizations who are eager to, you know, impact their communities in amazing ways. And I'm really great to work with you guys. I hope that we do great things together. Thank you.
Thank you, Blessing, for sharing. And we also do have Philip, who is our current operations director. Please, Philip, the floor is yours. Just a brief introduction.
Hi, everyone. My name is Nairobi Philip, and I'm an operation director at 180 Degree Consulting. And my mission at ALU is around advocating for the sustainable environmental practices. And my experience as a professional is around, I've worked around NGOs, social enterprises, and government entities, and I've been working around developing strategies to increase efficacy. So I'm happy to be here, and I've seen familiar names on the call. So if you see me on campus, or you can just email me if you are willing to join our mission, please don't hesitate. Thank you.
Daniel, you're muted.
Sorry. Philip, thank you so much for sharing. The next we'll move on to Scholastica. She's our marketing and communications lead. If you have been seeing emails come your way, just know the person behind them has been Scholastica. So she will go ahead and introduce herself as well.
Thank you very much, Daniel. Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. My name is Azubike Chubuzo Scholastica, and I'm the marketing and communication lead at 180 DC at ALU. In my second year, and my mission is centered around education. And working at 180 DC is an opportunity for me to be able to work in social enterprise, be able to at least make an impact in nonprofit sector and social enterprise sector. So I encourage you all, in case you have passions, and I can't wait for us to achieve great things together. Thank you very much.
All right, Scholastica, thank you for sharing. Though we missed a bit of your communication with you to network. Yeah, but it's fine. So the next person will be Daniel Borongo. Oh, that's myself. Hi, everyone. My name is Daniel. I'm in my final year at the African Leadership University. I have a mission centered around using technology for social good or social impact. And that's why you'd find me mostly in these spaces, just to look for spaces or areas where I can create an impact using technology. And I'm happy to be a part of this leadership team. All right. So our next steps, I think Blessing will take us through that. Thank you.
Oh, okay. So after the next step, after sharing this, I'll have a request, please. Because this is not a campus event, which normally would have a group pictures and we'll smell and have fun. So I will really request that after this, before we take the questions, we'd love to take a group picture. We can do that virtually, right? So all you have to do, please turn on your camera. So we'll just give you a few seconds as I'm talking about the next steps to, to get ready, put on your makeup if you want to, look tush, however you want to. So really love to, take a snapshot with everybody. All right, so before then, so the next steps, what is going to happen is that after this, you're going to receive an invitation to join our Google Space in our communities, because we want everyone together so that we have information to share. We have an activity we want to invite you to, we want to be able to, have everybody in one place. Also, if you have any questions, to be easier to communicate with you. And then you also receive activity calendar for next year in the coming days. We'll also be sharing our activity calendar, the amazing things, activities that are installed, not just projects, right? We have other activities to, support you as a young professional in the consulting space. We have a whole lot in store. So yeah, we are definitely sharing that with you so that you know what to expect. And then if you apply for any of the roles, whether as consultants, whether as and to join our team as an executive, you would hear from us latest 9th of November. So please apply as soon as possible. Also, please follow us on social media. We're on Instagram on the 180dc.lu and on LinkedIn 180 Degrees Consulting LU. So I think Scholastica will help us share the link in the chat. So please give us a follow and we'll do well to follow back. Thank you very much. All right, before we get to answer questions, please, okay, Daniel, please stop sharing. We want to take a picture of, like a group picture. Yeah, we can do that virtually. So please, if you can turn on your camera, please do. We really, really love that. So we give ourselves 2 minutes to turn on our camera, please. 2 minutes. Thank you, Sylvia. Thank you, Rachel. Thank you, Akinyo. Thank you, Joe. That's amazing. Thank you, Premier. Premier, we can see you. Thank you, Eric. I think some persons, the camera is dark. Thank you, Sharon. We still need more cameras. 1 more minute before we take the picture. Thank you, Benita. Hi. Thank you, Trixie. Hi, Patrick. Thank you for turning on your camera. Thank you, Twariki. Thank you, Esther. Thank you, Ayo. Hi, Ayo. Thank you, Ebenezer. Okay, I'm seeing pretty faces. Thank you, Gifts. Thank you, Naomi. Oh my goodness. Thank you, Fidel. Timothy, thank you. Dennis. Oh, okay. So I'm seeing a lot of my facilitators there. That's amazing. Thank you for joining us. Thank you, Mr. Dennis. Thank you for joining. Gino, thank you. Thank you, everyone. Okay, so the next 30 seconds, we are taking the picture. Thank you, everybody. I'm so happy to see your faces. We are so excited and honored to see your faces. All right, so Daniel, can you do us the honors to take the pictures when you're ready in 5, in 3, 2, and okay, I can see the smiles. That's amazing. All right, so I'm getting to the second page now. We are taking the picture in 3, 2, and 1. Perfect. Thank you, everyone. We are done. We are done. Thank you. So we are going to get into the question and answer session now. So Daniel, you can share the screen again. Thank you, everybody, so much for sharing. I can see Philip is still smiling. Philip loves pictures. Philip loves pictures. Okay, so I'm going to read questions in the chat and we're just going to answer them. The first question is, what about those who are in their final year? Are we still going to be able to effectively make use of the 180 DC club? So all of us in the team are going to answer your question. So to answer your question, Daniel is in his final year. So I don't know, Daniel, please answer that question. Why did you have to be part of 180 DC even when you're in your final year?
Yeah, thank you so much. I think being in your final year should not limit you from exploring and then getting out to learn a particular skill. I think it's the right time for you to join these spaces and get yourself engaged. So personally, I joined not because of any other thing, but it's because of the love I have for social impact and then social enterprise. I think the challenges we still have within the African community is just access to skilled personnel to help these underprivileged startups or community-based organizations that are coming up. For us in our final year, this will be the perfect time for us to engage in this space as we are going out there, how we're going to be supporting these different organizations that are coming up. I think this is the right time or the right opportunity for you to come in and gain these skills. It doesn't matter how long you're around, as long as you have a few hours, maybe per week, you can always join us. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Daniel. I also want to add that although you might be in your final year, it doesn't mean that you are in your final stage of life. Trust me, your life has just got started and you need all the skills, to navigate life even after university. So you know what I mean. All right. So another question, is it necessary to have a consultancy experience before applying? Okay, so I'm going to answer this one. I don't know if Ben also and Mary are in the call. They can also answer the questions as well. But to answer your question, you don't necessarily, although, it's also important to have had an experience working with a social impact because we want you to know how they work, but it doesn't necessarily have to be in a consultancy point of view. But as long as you've actually either be a teammate working in a non-profit organization or in a social enterprise, that is okay. Another thing is, the important thing is the right attitude, right? And the ability to learn on the go, because when we're onboarding consultants, there's also a training sessions carried out for them. So you have to be open-minded, you have to learn, and you have to you have to be committed, you have to communicate. Those skills even triumph even those who have a lot of years in consultancy, because even though you have so much skills in consultancy, but you don't have the right attitude to work, it doesn't go anywhere. All right, so another question, how can I quickly reach out? I have a lot of questions and I would like a one-on-one call. Triple, that is okay. So we have lu@180dc.org. Thank you, Scholastica, for sharing that. And so just send an email and we'll get to you. And yeah, send an email and we'll get to you as soon as possible. And yes, we'll be sending email after this session on all of the links as well. So if you missed here, you also get access to the links via email too. All right, Joy, definitely we're going to provide the recording after this session. Thank you for letting us know. I'm sorry about your network. And thank you, Ayo Media, for the shout out. And yeah, I hope to see you be part of us. I don't know if there are any questions. I think I've read out all the questions that we have in the chat. Are there any questions? You can even raise your hands and speak. That is totally fine. You can raise your hands and you can speak if that's okay with you.
Yeah, so we'll allocate, I think, 1 to 2 minutes. If you have questions, please raise them all in the chat. Just as Blessing has said, please.
Okay, so we have Jerry with his last question. Are there any roles besides consultant or executive? Okay, so for now, those are the roles that are available. Remember that in each of these roles, we have like we used to say in my school, there are children, grandchildren, besides this huge, name. So in the executive, we have different roles. We have the consulting, we have the client engagement, we have the legal director, etc. And then the consultant takes on different responsibilities inside the role that they have. So yeah, that is what we have for now. But if as we progress, there are other roles besides that comes up, you guys will be the first to know. I hope that answers your question. Any other question, please? This meeting was slated for 1 hour 30 minutes, and definitely in the next 6 minutes, we are going to be out of here. And more than ever, I just want to say thank you. Thank you for joining us. All right. All right, so I think we are wrapping up. I don't know if there are any questions. I believe we will. What if I am aiming to join social impact, but I have not joined yet? Can I still apply? All right. There are other ways you can be a part of 180DC, being part of the community as a whole, right? I think I did not mention it, being part of a community as a whole. Being part of a community as a whole, that is for those who really do not have experience when it comes to either social impact consulting. That gives you an opportunity to learn, take part in case studies, challenges, while you are learning. Maybe in the next 3 months to 6 months, you might find that you are in a position to really contribute as a consultant. But instead of just, aside from being just a consultant, there's other parts, which is, being part of 180DC ALU as a whole and taking part in its activities, in its training, preparing you, for getting more engaged, more than just being a community member. That is step up to be a consultant and an executive team member. And if you don't really have an experience in social impact, right, it's okay. It's okay. All of us, we have different experiences. All that matters is that we continue learning. And also I want to add that some of us, we have experience, but we feel that it's not enough. Or maybe some time ago, we volunteered for an organization, or even on campus, there are activities, right? We had a breast cancer awareness event where students organized different, that's just part of, a social impact activity. And sometimes when we hear social impact, some of us don't feel like it's really something big. It's just you making a difference in a space that you are. And I've seen that a lot of ALU students have done that. So if you have, do not downplay your contribution, what you've done already. So step up and and take the next step, and you see what will come out of it when you do. I hope I've answered your question, Akinyu. And I want to take this moment to deeply appreciate the student professional development team for collaborating with us to ensure this event is a success. We wouldn't have done it without you. Thank you so much, Patrick. And I want to also give a shout out to Frida for, all of always been there, all the messages back and forth, and ensuring that we do the right thing and we're on the right path and we are here today. So thank you so much. And I also want to say grateful to all the facilitators who are here on the call, rooting for us and supporting us. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. And we hope that, as we progress in this club, in this activity, that we are able to make a tangible difference in the lives of not just people in Kigali and Rwanda, but also other ALU students. All right, I think we have come to the end of this we have come to the end of this event, and would like to say thank you to everyone who have attended, and I'm going to leave it to Daniel, who is our moderator. Daniel, thank you so much for being an impeccable moderator, and yeah, for doing her things in a great way. Over to you, Daniel.
Yeah, thank you, Singh, and I would love to appreciate everyone who managed to just keeping in the call since the start up to almost the end. So we appreciate your commitment, and we'll be looking forward to having you participate in the different calls or sessions that we'll be running throughout the year and even coming next year. So just be on the lookout for our emails, or maybe I'll reach out through social media. Please always engage. And we would also love to welcome you to our different workshops that will be happening, maybe coming soon. So thank you so much. I think those will be the closing remarks from my side. Blessing, thank you, Phil, P, and Scholastica for your participation.
All right. Thank you, guys, and do have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful weekend.
All right. Bye. See you guys.
Hey, everyone. Bye, everyone. Thank you for coming. Thank you, Mr. Dennis. Thank you, Esther Twariki. Thank you, Favor, Linda, Samuel. Thank you, and see you again soon. Daniel, please wait. Philip and Scholastica, please wait. Thank you so much, Mr. Dennis. Thank you. Thank you. It was a pleasure. And we had another faculty member. I've forgotten his name. Oh God.
Called Emmanuel Ekose.
Yes, please. Regards to Mr. Mano, thank you for joining us.
All right.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye.
All right.
Bye.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye. Bye. All right. So, Philip, please put on your camera. Scholastica, we're taking this picture. Thank you so much, Frida. Frida, are you still there? Or is it Frida? Are you still there? I don't know. Okay, so we're going to take a screenshot. Wait, why is it Blessing? Which other Blessing is in the call? Why am I twice?
You logged in with your phone?
No,
Maybe.
I did not.
Okay.
African Entrepreneurship Club. Well, really. Okay, so we're going to take a group snapshot. But I think we're going to use another link. I don't know, someone is joining the so you can stop the recording, please. I don't know if it's Frida, you can stop the recording. Okay, guys, so leave this meeting. I'm going to send another link for you right now so that we can take the group picture. All right. Okay, hold on, don't leave, please. Let me send the link now before you leave so that you just switch. Please, someone end the recording.
Let me see.
Okay, hold on. You cannot end the recording, so new meeting, instant meeting. So I'm gonna send a link, so we just join here immediately, please, and just leave.
I think we need us to end the call, probably.
I don't know, I can only leave. I don't know if I can end the call, but let me see if I can. So join this one, I'm sharing the chat.
Blessing,
Hi, Frida.
do you have any troubles, perhaps?
No, we are done. You can end the recording.
Okay, perfect.
Thank you. So I've shared the link. Daniel, Philip, please join the one in the